morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and yeah, I'm back again with another video. It's been a while. I always say this because I've been so inconsistent lately with posting videos or sharing videos on my YouTube channel, and there's valid reasons for it. And yeah, I'd like to apologize for that firstly, but also just give you guys a quick update. The last video I shared, it was after I had just come out of hospital. I think it was also just a few days after I had come out of hospital, and I was just sharing a bit of my experience, and a lot has happened after that. I think I rushed into thinking that I was okay after the whole surgery and coming out of hospital. The medication kept me very drowsy, so I couldn't do much. And yeah, but the reason for this video today is just mainly just to give you an update as to what has happened these past few weeks. Since then, a lot has happened, and I've been like going through so much pain really of losing my grandmother. My grandmother passed away on the 4th of March, and yeah, okay, gosh, I thought I wouldn't get emotional, but yeah, she passed away on the 4th of March, and the burial was last week, no, just this past Saturday that we just came from, and it's still all too so unreal. But yeah, I was at home for like the whole of last week, and when I say home, I mean Polokwane in Seshego at my grandmother's house. And yeah, I thought I dealt with it, but I kind of realized that with the passing of a loved one, you never really deal with it completely. These past 2 years have been quite hard. I mean, losing my cousin Shemaine in 2020, and now my grandmother having to go for surgery. Like, there's a lot that has happened. And yeah, but today I decided to just honor my grandmother. I came back on Sunday. We came back on Sunday with the kids, and yeah, my sister brought us back, and it's been hard actually. As soon as she left, and it was just myself and the kids. My husband is away because of work, and it finally really just sunk in that my grandmother is gone. And on Sunday when we left, my aunt said that we could each get items of clothing. Oh, her. Oh God. Items of clothing that she, yeah. So I chose this blazer. This is her blazer. I chose this blazer and her beret and a gown and her gown and a pair of socks, and yeah, I just wanted to honor her today and pay tribute to her. I've been crying a lot, and today I decided that I don't want to cry. I just want to celebrate her and just share this video for my kids to watch one day and know how much of a role she played in my life. She played such a huge role in my life. When my parents were going through the divorce, she was just basically that safety net that I needed. The love and the care that she showed, no one could ever measure up to that. And I'm so grateful, because had she not been there, I don't know how my life could have turned out. My life could have spiraled out of control because she played that role of being a nurturer and a caregiver when I needed her the most, when it just seemed like my life was just confused. I was still very young, and the battles that were being like literally fought all around me, like it felt like so much, because I don't think my parents understood the impact of their fights and their arguments and just their disagreements. I don't think they really understood the impact that it had on us as children. And my grandmother was just there to be able to just fill in those gaps through her love. Like for me, I'm speaking for myself, the love that she showed me, and obviously a lot of others, like my cousins, family, siblings, they all have their own perspective, but I'm sharing my own perspective. For me, I believe that she was there to just, this is what I said on Saturday, to patch up where it was broken, where it was just not making sense. She covered up, and I'm grateful because the love that she gave, it covered up for the loss or the pain of going through a divorce, so to speak, at such a young age, experiencing it and seeing it firsthand. At that time, I did not even understand the tragedy of it all, but she was there to just show love. And so many things that she did. My grandmother used to wake up early in the morning in winter, and she'd get us ready for school. And one thing I remember specifically, when it was really cold in winter, she would iron my underwear and my socks. I mean, who does that? But she used to do that because she understood that it was cold and she just wanted me to be warm. It's not about the act, it's about the love behind it and the care, and her understanding that and knowing what I needed at the time. Knowing what I needed at the time, and she was exactly what I needed, and she helped me just become a better person in life. And I'm so grateful. I don't want to cry anymore, and I know that it's impossible to not cry because the memory of her still lives on, and there's no way that I'll ever forget. But I want to celebrate her today. I want my children to know that had it not been for her, my parents, I love my parents and I appreciate them. Yes, they played a major role in my life too, but my grandmother's role is just as impactful and it's just as significant in my life too. And I don't want her memory to ever die in my life, in my children's life. I've even started teaching our daughter her name, how to pronounce it. At first she used to giggle because she didn't really understand, but now when she sees pictures of her, she will say it and repeat it. We called her Koko MaCharlie, and I want my children to know that Koko MaCharlie was a legend in my life, and she still is. And today I decided to take out her favorite tea set. She gave it to me 5 years ago. It's the first time I'm actually drinking from this, and just to honor her. And yeah, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. I know she'll never ever see this, she'll never really hear what I have to say, but for me, and just releasing the pain that I feel, and just for my children to know that, yeah, she left a huge mark in my life, a very special one. My grandmother was not perfect, she was no saint. She was very strict, and she said what was on her mind. She was a straight talker. But one thing I always remember about her is her love, her compassion, the nurturer in her. And I'm grateful that all my life she has been just there, present and true. The one person that I knew I could depend on. Like whenever I needed her, she was present. I could go to her house any time of day and I would find her there. And she'd just give love and just support. She would also reprimand, and she'd also just, you know, be a straight talker and be real with me, and it would be what I needed. And yeah, I hope I grow up to be half the woman that she was. And yeah, today I just wanted to just celebrate her and pour out gratitude. And I'm grateful for the role that she played in my life. And those who ever watch this, especially my family, and I know that we all have so much to share about her. And I believe that we can all honor her in our different ways. But the legacy that we can leave behind is raising our children in the way that she raised us, and how she imparted her knowledge, her wisdom, her strength in our lives. I want to carry that with me and carry it down to my children, and I hope that they'll carry it down to their children too. To Koko MaCharlie. And may her soul rest in peace. My love for her will never ever die down. And yeah, I found this book. I dug it up as soon as I came back, and it helped me to just process the feelings and everything that I've been feeling for these past few days. I found it after my cousin passed away, and it also helped me then to just put all the emotions and the sorrow and the grief into perspective, and I needed it this time around again. So I came back and I dug it up, and the chapter that really stood out for me is chapter 8, and it speaks about to remember and to forget. I felt really bad because my grandmother was sick the whole of last year, and I didn't get the opportunity to go see her. And that also, just the guilt, the pain, it hurt a lot, because I took for granted. I thought that she'd still be around. I thought she could push for another few years, because I just imagined her to just always be strong. But she was tired and she was sick, and now I understand. But still, the guilt and the pain that I felt, I needed to process that, and I still do feel it. But after reading this chapter, it kind of just helped me kind of learn to forgive myself. It's not going to happen overnight, but I know that gradually it will. And this is my way of just honoring her memory and just sharing that, you know what, no matter what, I know that she knew that I loved her unconditionally. Whether I was there or not, I know that she knew, because the memories that we built together throughout all these years far surpassed the loss, far surpassed the sorrow and the grief. I'm grateful that she prioritized me. Even in my adult life, she would tell me that whenever I go visit my dad, she'd say that she'll come, like, and she would make sure that she's there, and we spend weeks together. And we used to sleep in the same bed, even as an adult, and we'd stay up all night talking and just catching up. And she helped me put a lot of things into perspective regarding my childhood, you know, her marriage and everything that she went through. Like, she just helped me just to become a better woman, and I appreciate that. And I know that she knew that I loved her no matter what, and I know that she loved me a lot. So yeah, with the guilt and everything that I've been feeling, I read this chapter, and it just helped me just to calm down a bit and just be a bit more lenient on myself. So it says, our loved ones never die until the memory of them dies in our hearts. There is no hypocrisy in remembering the good and forgetting the bad. Let your memory of your loved one be as fond as you will, for that is the attitude of love. Our sorrows become less, and our peace of mind becomes much greater. And in His boundless love, God totally and forever forgives us all our sins. If God is able to forgive me of my imperfections and my flaws and everything that I just seem to do wrong, one thing I've come to realize is that I'm not perfect, and I actually don't strive for that perfection. But one thing I also appreciate a lot more is that God forgives me. And if God can forgive me, and I believe that my grandmother will also forgive my shortcomings, and still know always be that a very high maintenance granddaughter. I was a high maintenance granddaughter. I was sickly, I was just skinny, and like I mentioned on Saturday at the funeral, they asked me to speak and I shared that she worked overtime with me because there was just always something. I mean, her having to sew my clothes whenever they buy me clothes, trying to feed me just so that taking me to the doctors all the time. I'll always be that high maintenance granddaughter, but now I'm growing up to be, you know what, all that she has shaped me to be. It was her love that really encouraged me to always just take one step at a time and just to focus on what's ahead. She did that. I mean, she reached 93. She was about to turn 93 in April. That's legendary. And I'll always remember that about her, that she fought the good fight of faith. She taught us how to go to church, how to love God, how to pray at night in our home language, and I appreciate that forever. At a young age, I mean, when we were still young, I remember in the mornings on Saturdays, she would encourage us to stay in bed longer, and she would make us tea and biscuits while we're still in bed. I mean, that's love, just on a different level. She cared that much about us, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Koko MaCharlie, her memory lives on in and through us. And like I said on Saturday, her spirit is eternal because I want to impart the same in my daughter, and I hope that she teaches it to her kids too, my son, and I hope that he teaches that to his kids too, and all our children that we're gonna have. I want them to watch this one day and know that there was a grandmother who imparted love and care and just a nurturing spirit within me, and I'm eternally grateful. I thank God for bringing her to my life. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate the time that you take to watch my videos, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.